Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful but somewhat cloudy night. Um, we're here in Chicago. Kathy's in Highland Park. I'm in North Side Chicago, and our guests tonight are from beautiful Hyde Park in Chicago, not London. Uh, and they are broadcasting from or podcast, well, zooming from the former La Petite Folie restaurant space, the iconic restaurant in Hyde Park that closed a while back. And they've taken over that beautiful space with their restaurant, Mahari. Um, and they will tell you all about their food, their culture, the African diaspora. I'll briefly introduce our speakers tonight. Our speakers are Rahim Muhammad, the chef. Briefly, Rahim is a third generation chef. He was born in Chicago and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And Chef Ra graduated from Chicago's Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts and launched his career as an apprentice to Chef Art Smith at Table 52. Of course, Art Smith was Oprah's chef. Anyway, he's famous in his own right, too. And our other speaker is Magic Johnson, not the basketball player. Somebody sent in a note that they didn't like Magic Johnson. I guess they were against us having him on. No, that's a different Magic Johnson. He's our Chicago Magic Johnson, and Magic handles he's director of community and culture at Mahari. That's an understatement. He does quite a bit of things, but anyway, they can tell you what they do in a minute. Anyway, we're going to bring you to Africa via them right now. So take it away. Oh, by the way, you two guys are actual brothers, literally brothers, right? Not twins, but brothers, right? Rahim, you and Magic are brothers, right?
Yeah, we're brothers. We've been with each other since we were in third grade. So yeah, we are brothers at this point. Yes.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
brothers.
okay, but okay, okay. Well, yes, and you're stuck together better than brothers have. But okay, well, anyway, why don't you two folks tell us all about your wonderful the culture that you bring to your restaurant, your food, and your community, and take it away from Africa.
You like to start?
Yeah, I can start. Okay. How we doing, guys? Welcome. I'm Magic. We are Mahari. Mahari is Swahili means to gift. So, gift like a dollar.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me? I'm sorry, guys. Let me take these
Faint, real
headphones off.
faint.
Let me take these headphones off, guys. Sorry. All right. Hopefully, you guys can hear me better now. We good?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Welcome, Mahari. Mahari is Swahili. It means a gift. It's something that we have built for quite a while. We've been putting together and planning. Mahari is an African, Caribbean, Creole, and Afro-Latina fusion. We travel all over the different parts of the diaspora to bring all of the different cultures together. Working with Chef Rahim and the great libations by Lisa and bringing all these different flavors of all these different cultures together. It's an experience, something that everyone should come and experience. So I'm Magic. I'm the director of community and culture. I've been in Hyde Park a long time and bringing different type of people together, different type of cultures together, upper class, middle class, lower class, however you go about. But one thing is community. And that's one thing that we have definitely brought to Hyde Park with Mahari is building community. Even when it comes to the core that we have, thinking about connecting all the different pieces, they may not match the same color, but when you put them all together, they create art. And that's what we bring for the diaspora to Mahari. I can let Chef give a little bit more on the flavors and the food, and then we can go a little further. Chef, you can go ahead. Talk a little more about the food and the flavors, and I'll get more back into it.
Sure, a little bit about Mahari's inspiration for food. Um, we were happy to see that it was an opportunity to be in a space in Hyde Park, which we frequent and live in for years. And we were just we were trying to develop a palette in Hyde Park that was missing. So we looked at some of the things that we felt were missing from Hyde Park, given the variety of different foods that are around, and wanted to introduce some things that would, highlight our culture. We didn't want to have to try to do something that's outside of what we are used to doing. We actually wanted to embrace like the types of foods we love and enjoy eating and grew up eating as a family. So I have Creole roots out of Baton Rouge, right outside of Baton Rouge, a little small town called Hillaryville, actually. It's right off the river. We had fresh foods, fresh produce at all times, and um, lots of seafood. So at Mahari, we have a twist on Creole food by introducing some of the foods that help inspire Creole food, like African, Caribbean, and Latin food. Um, so we accentuate the Creole side of food by fusing it with some of the things that actually created Creole food, French, Caribbean, African, Latin foods. And it's been a joy. I love cooking. Been doing it all my life, and my family cooks. That's all we do. So yeah, we're here.
I'm sorry. So yeah, just piggyback on Chef. We have a no waste program that we use when it comes to our food and our drinks. We hand make everything when it comes to the drinks, our syrups, our milks, juices. We hand make everything. When it comes to the kitchen are using styles of um, hand making their own broths and using all of the products and having a no waste program. So definitely something that people will enjoy when it comes to tasting the flavors and the authentic flavorness of Chef Rock. And then we also, when it comes to our culture of our inside and all of our decor, when you come, you will experience to see everything is handmade. When it comes from our tables to our Zulu shield that you see at the top of the ceiling when you come in, that will just capture your eyes. When you see all of the different color schemes on the floor, the different wood that we use. We had a gentleman from Louisiana, which made it special. With Chef being from Louisiana, the gentleman handmade all of our wood, drove here and installed all the wood pieces for us, even all of our light fixtures, all the tile pieces that you see. It just gives you a great experience of not just food, but you get some art when you come in as well. And then when you get the culture of coming in, now you come in and you get to experience the love and the compassion that we share as a family in here. You know, having Chef Ra's mom, making all of the desserts, having mom come in making the desserts. I mean, if you can't find it at home sometimes, being able to come to Mahari and having mom cook it is just absolutely amazing. You know, it's such an experience. And once she makes it and brings it to you and you get to feel her vibe and her love, it's something that you can't experience. you have to experience, and you won't experience unless you come to Mahari. And then, our big sister, our top dog, Hane, doing all of our operations and keeping everything in motion. It's important that we had her here because her and mom are like the heartbeats. The body can't move without that heartbeat, so we need them here. And then the great Lisa, with all the libations that she creates, she's an alchemist. The drinks are, even our mocktails, everything here is amazing. When you think about a lemonade, she takes the lemonade and she makes a strawberry sweet potato lemonade, the Ruby Roots. I don't know where you can find that in most places, but it's been a great experience to be around that and all those different flavors. To get the vibes of all the different cultures and having those sound bearers in the walls. So when you come, you get to feel the beat of the drums when we have our celebrations. We celebrate birthdays or anniversaries or anything that anyone is celebrating. And we're coming out with those drums and our Bohemian brother, Kayvon, beating on that drum with myself and feeling all those vibes and vibrations and all those spirits. And we keep it inside the room so that everyone can feel it and feel the togetherness and vibes that we have here. So Mahari is the place that you will feel at home when you arrive.
Can you describe some of the foods? Like what is most of us have no clue what African food is. Can you describe what your foods are and talk about their African roots? What's the African diaspora?
I guess when you think about the African diaspora, you think about foods that has, when we talk about in our restaurant at least, it's foods that have migrated from the coastal regions of Africa into different parts across the world. And if you look back, you'll see that some of those areas that African inspired or influenced food or techniques, they actually landed in places like the Caribbean and South America and across the islands and Southern America. So some items you might find that are derivative of Africa are okra, some peppers and spices that you find, different cooking techniques that involve, foods that primarily grow in Africa. And then there's different food influences in our menu that have been long time hits across the southern regions like gumbo or jambalaya. These are things that have been influenced by African food, and inspired here in the States.
Your menu is mouth-watering, beautiful, and I say exotic in the sense that it's unfamiliar things that sound so mouth-watering. Can you talk about some of the items on your menu and what are they? Where did the ingredients basically come from? I mean, from Chicago, but where does it all derive from? What are some of the
Tell
specific
them about those
items?
color, brother.
What's that?
Okay, so for instance, one of our top items is something we created called a kala, a salmon kala. Um, for us, if you were to be from Chicago and it remind you of something, it will remind you of salmon croquettes. But it's derived from women, and it's inspired by women from New Orleans that in the 1800s they would make a living by selling these rice fritters called calacalas, and they normally would be actually a more sweet rice fritter, but we love salmon croquettes here, so we fused the two items together and made a rice and salmon kala, and it's just cool to re-inspire different items that once were a thing, and give them a new home and new meaning. Um, and we pair those right now with a peach chutney. So it's a sweet and savory dish that's inspired from my home. The bread pudding is inspired by my home, and it's just something that my family always made. We made bread pudding, and we were able to get some really good brioche bread from our neighbors at La Boulangerie across the street from us. So that helps the freshness be there. We have also food inspired from the Latin world as well. Um, One of our top dishes is also a cazuela de marisco. A cazuela is a stew, or basically a casserole or stew, and mariscos is seafood. It's inspired by the coastal regions of Colombia, where you have fresh seafood right there at your disposal. That also reminds me of home and gumbo and all the different um, foods that are available in Louisiana right off the coast. So I created this dish. It's paired with rice, and it's in coconut broth that's made from fruits and coconut, and it has some savory appeal with peppers and Scotch bonnet, and it's a very velvety, smooth dish with scallops and mussels and prawns. So that's a couple of the items. There's so many more.
Okay, yeah, tell us about a few more. Um, yeah, I mean, because again, this is so different for us. What and are these all your takes on African food, or are these traditional recipes?
We have some traditional items, but well, I wanted to really put different places on one plate, and a lot of you'll find a lot of that in what we do. Um, we do use an African spice or seasoning or cooking technique called suya, and that is derived from West Africa. Um, we on our brunch menu we do a steak and egg that's grilled, but like a traditional steak and eggs your way, but we put a African spice on it, suya, and we grill it in a certain way that is very crisp on the outside and tender on the inside with this pepper spice that kicks it up a notch, but not over the top. To definitely keep it balanced. And then there's a Haitian chimichurri, not chimichurri, a Haitian épice. This is something that normally is used to marinate meats. It's made from leeks and spices and clove and herbs. And we use that as a sauce to go on top of this steak. So it's like a nice peppery steak with eggs your way and house potatoes. You know, it's a typical steak and egg, but it has been fused with some different spices, herbs, seasonings.
Mhm.
Um,
Then we also partner with Demera, which is the Ethiopian restaurant in Chicago. They have a spice called beber, and Chef Ra does something amazing and take the beber and turn it into a honey. Now we have a beber honey that we put on our naan bread, and that's a hit. That's what everybody comes in asking for. That first appetizer they're looking for, that naan bread with that beber. It's amazing. Um,
those are from different regions of Africa. Like that one's from East Africa, the Sui's from West Africa. We're pulling things in from different places and making them all make sense in one home. Um, the dish of the month for this month, it was in Chicago Magazine for August. It was our stuffed plantain. So we have a Caribbean African item, the plantain, that grows all throughout those regions. And we're making it available to people who love plantains that are from those regions or love trying that. And we wanted to elevate it and not just make it a side item. So we decided to cut them, core them, and stuff them with either suya spiced mushroom or a Creole spiced spicy beef. And you can get the mushroom or the beef, or you get half and half. And it comes with traditional rice and peas, Caribbean style, which is small red beans. In ours, we use small red beans and rice. And then you have a burnt feta wheel that goes on top as a garnish and more texture.
Um,
What would you
uh,
tell them about the lamb burger?
oh, a lamb burger. Oh man. So of course, a question that I saw we had in the chat asking about is our meat halal. So that's the first thing. We do have halal meat um, at the restaurant. And then the lamb burger, that Caribbean lamb burger, they take that lamb, they ground it up. Then you get that fresh pineapple. You get that melted cheese on top with the fresh romaine. It's our top seller when it comes to the entrees. It's something that everybody comes in and get. And then what's special about it is the buns that we use. We partner with La Boulangerie, and they hand make our brioche buns for us for the lamb burgers. So that's another part of connecting and being a community right here in our own town of Hyde Park. They're absolutely amazing. And then depending on what the fry of the day is, you know, because chef likes to spice it up sometimes. So sometimes it'll be yuca, sometimes you may have a sweet potato fries, or sometimes you may get a potato melody where you get about 4 different potatoes in there, just depending on what the potato is of the day. But it's our top seller. Have to, man, all the way from the Caribbean. Just mixing all
And
that up.
like people in the islands, there's less access to cattle meat as opposed to goat or lamb. So we inspired that burger by offering something that you don't normally have as a burger, lamb. And we have a chef, one of our chefs, our family derives from Haiti. And she makes an amazing Haitian pickles. It's like a slaw, a pickled spiced slaw. And we also have a peach chutney that goes on that. But so it's a wonderful burger.
Yep. And then we have our sambusas. So our sambusas, when you think of a sambusa, you think of a empanada, but it's more of an African empanada, just to give you a little idea of what to look for. But we have our Chef Dahlia. She comes. She is Eritrean.
Eritrean, yes.
Yeah, Eritrean. And she hand makes them. And then you get the beef, you get a chicken, and then you get a lentil. So you can do a trio, or you can get all chicken, all beef, or all lentil, just depending on what you want to order. But just to have that coming from another part of Africa, just another item that not only is, you know, handmade, but she comes in and hand makes it and put it with love and then puts it on the menu. So yeah, another item that's on the menu as well.
We have somebody tuned in to our show who's an eminent food authority, my friend Charlotte Draper. Charlotte, I don't want to put you on the spot, but would you have some live questions you might ask? Because you were food editor at, what is it, the Defender or Ebony, or where were you food editor?
I was the food editor for Ebony magazine for several years, and I'm here getting very hungry and will be coming in soon, hopefully this week, because I absolutely love lamb.
Oh, nice.
We're looking forward to seeing you.
Well,
On our lunch menu, we'll have some very tender lamb chops for you that comes with the East African tagine. So yeah, coming soon, more lamb for you.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so very much.
So welcome. And by the way, everyone, we will be starting lunch September 1st. So Monday will be our first day of lunch. We're having lunch Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays we're closed.
Charlotte, would you have any questions that you might want to ask about what these wonderful folks are doing or their traditions? I've got an expert in you, an expert journalist too. So let me pick your brain and anything you can think of that you would like to ask them.
Well, I do have a couple questions. First question, I haven't been to that space in a while, but are you all still using the below ground kitchen? Is the kitchen still downstairs?
No. We actually built a service kitchen upstairs, and then we use the downstairs for all of our other stuff. So we actually have a kitchen upstairs now.
Okay, because
that was a heck of a feat.
Very unusual here in Chicago.
It had the dumbwaiter, right?
Well, I don't know. I think they did the last time I was over there. Yeah.
So that was a classic.
Well, one of the things that certainly intrigues me is the variety of foods on your menu from the different parts of the diaspora. And I know that certainly with Chef having grown up in Louisiana, I know the food is off the chain.
It is.
Yes.
But we had to draw a lot of inspiration though. to really try to come with something that people will appreciate. So we drew information inspiration by reading lots of things, watching so many documentaries. We
Mm-hmm.
were stuck to High on the Hog documentary on
Yes.
Netflix. That
Mm-hmm.
helped us with a lot of inspiration, you know, and just drive and motivation to get it done. Um, Traveling across the South and regions, going to different areas, trying food. We did a lot of eating to
A lot of eating.
to,
A lot of eating.
just testing things, you know, and seeing what people like in different places and talking to different chefs, you know, working with different chefs, getting their story. We have chefs representing lots of countries in our kitchen, like we mentioned before, Eritrea,
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica,
And you
Mauritania,
mentioned Haiti.
Haiti. Yep. Haiti as well.
Haiti, Haiti, um, and the southern parts of America. Yeah,
Benin.
Benin. Yeah, Liberia. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to come in. It's I'm going to try to get over there this weekend. In addition to being the former food editor for Ebony magazine, I also am the founder of National Soul Food Month, which is celebrated in June. And
Wow.
Amazing.
I will I'm doing some, I guess, brainstorming now for what we will do in June of 2026, because that will be the 25th anniversary of National Soul
Wow.
Food Month.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I got
Wow.
the inspiration from the culinary historians working with the group on a project many moons ago. Right, Scott?
Yes, you were so helpful.
Amazing.
Grits and Greens, that wonderful major
Ooh.
project, right?
Yes, that's what planted the seed that we needed to celebrate National Soul Food Month.
Yes, because when you taste Raheem's mac and cheese, I don't think you're gonna want to eat anybody else's.
Okay, I'll put that on my list because I'm very selective, and there are not many places where I have really enjoyed the mac and cheese. So I'll put
Hmm.
that on my list for when I come in.
Okay, getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Well,
Is the mac and cheese, is that one of your standard dishes on the menu?
Oh no, we don't put that on the menu. I just heard you talking about soul food. I just know
Okay.
Raheem, when he taps into that lane too, it's pretty amazing.
Okay. All right. I'll remember that.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet
Nice
you.
meeting you also, and I will be in person soon.
All right.
and
I'm
you're
And
sure one of
Thank
us will
you.
be here.
okay, and Scott, thank you very much.
oh, thank you for your savory ingredient for this, being a savory ingredient for this program. Thank you. And always good talking to you. And but for the minute, you, both of you, what is the address of your restaurant? I know exactly where it is, but I don't know the address because I don't know the neighborhood so well. Again, it's situated in that former top restaurant space, La Petite Folie, if people have been to Hyde Park, and you're near Trader Joe's and in the little shopping mall there. What is your address?
The address is 1504 East 55th. 1504 East 55th Street.
And there's lots of free parking in the
Yes.
center's parking lot. So and you've gotten some wonderful reviews already. So but I want to thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to say tonight? before we
I
close?
think just making sure everyone knows again, we're open every day except for Tuesdays. We're gonna start lunch on September 1st, which is Monday. We'll be open 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're gonna stay open from 3 to 5 for a happy hour, 3 to 6 to happy hour, and we'll be open for dinner as well. And then the weekends we do brunch from 11 to 3 a.m. 3 p.m. And then again the same thing. We open for happy hour, then we open for dinner at 5. Yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone. This has been an amazing experience to be in this location.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Chef Mary. Like, shout out to Chef Mary
Yes,
from
shout out to Chef Mary.
La Petite. She a wonderful lady, brilliant, and we're honored to take over a space that she held it down for so long. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and again, what does Mahari mean? Could you just tell us again?
Mahari in
The
Swahili, it means a gift, like a dowry.
Well, thank you for gifting us tonight with your program. And I'm so hungry now. I've got a pizza from Lou Malnati's heating in the oven, and you've made me very hungry for that too. So thank you so much, and have a great success with your wonderful venture. Oh, what is that shirt you're wearing? What does that typify? Is that African, or is that just something nice looking that you wanted to buy?
Well, it is just African print, Caribbean inspired wear. So I just wanted to, invoke some of the Caribbean flair today. That's all.
You did. Made me even hungrier watching your outfit. Thank you both so much. And say hello to Charlotte when she comes in for me.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
will.
got everyone covered. Yeah, definitely.
Make
Thank
sure
you.
that lamb is nice and hot for it.
Good night.
All right, night,
Good
guys.
night.
Thank you.
Thanks.